Welcome back. Well, so much has changed over the past 20 months due to the pandemic, how we work, what we do as far as travel. Some may call this a revolution, and here to tell us more is Liz from Airbnb. Liz, we're so grateful you're here with us today. Tell me more about how travel has evolved over these months.
Yeah, well, as you were saying, the world is really undergoing a revolution in how we live and work. Technologies like Zoom have made it possible to work from home, but we're seeing that Airbnb is making it possible to work from any home. And this newfound flexibility is really manifesting in a few different ways. One thing we're seeing is that people are increasingly living on Airbnb. From July to September, actually 20% of nights booked on Airbnb were for stays of 1 month or longer. And because of that, we're seeing that guests want amenities that are for living, not just for visiting. So one of the top amenities for guests in recent months was pets allowed. So people can bring their pets with them when they're staying for longer trips. And then finally, we're seeing that people are traveling really at any time right now. The most growth on our in nights booked on our platform are for Mondays and Tuesdays all around the world. So that's obviously a big shift from what we were seeing pre-pandemic.
And now that some borders are open and the holiday travel season is just right around the corner, how is that changing things, and what are some of the trends of travel that you're seeing right now?
Yeah, so as you can imagine, what we're seeing is that people all around the world cannot wait to reunite with their loved ones this holiday season. In fact, as of the end of September, we had over 40% more nights booked for Thanksgiving week in the U.S. this year than at the same time in 2019. After many months apart, people are really seeing this holiday season as an opportunity to reconnect, and they're traveling in order to do so. And then in addition, this week, U.S. borders reopened, and we are seeing that there is tremendous interest in international travel in light of that development. Actually, this week alone, hosts in more than 4,000 different destinations across the U.S. will welcome inbound foreign guests. So now that borders are reopening, we are seeing that cross-border travel is resuming.
And what else is Airbnb doing to meet the needs of travelers, especially as so much is changing and it's hard to predict what's going to happen next?
Yeah, at Airbnb, we really believe that as the world changes, it's our job to design for that. So this year, we've been constantly improving our service to meet the new way of traveling. Back in May, we actually announced over 100 upgrades to improve every aspect of the Airbnb service. And now this week, we actually announced another 50 plus innovations to our product. And some of those changes include things like air cover. We announced this top to bottom insurance coverage and protection, free for every host and only on Airbnb. Air cover actually now includes things like pet damage protection. As I mentioned, people are now traveling with their pets more than ever before, and we want hosts to feel safe and protected in welcoming those new furry companions. Another thing we've introduced is verified Wi-Fi. Our new speed test tool verifies the speed of Wi-Fi in a listing, and that's obviously perfect for anyone who's looking to work from Airbnb. And then last but not least, the other innovation I want to call out is something we call Translation Engine. This is the most advanced translation technology ever offered to our community. Now translations on our platform are automatic and seamless. You no longer actually have to click a button to translate, which is what you'd have to do before. And obviously that's just in time for the return of cross-border travel.
And as more and more individuals are traveling, and you mentioned these stays are actually lasting quite a bit longer, are you noticing that there's more demand than what you have, or are people able to get what they need?
Yeah, well, that's actually one of the reasons why we've introduced as part of the innovation this week and innovations that we announced earlier this year, new upgrades allowing people to search more flexibly on our platform. So for instance, one of the innovations that we announced this week is something that we call I'm More Flexible. So now you can actually search with flexible dates. You don't have to actually put in exact dates for your search, looking for trips up to 12 months in advance. And so with this newfound flexibility created by this revolution in how we travel, that's actually giving a lot more ability for people to find a stay wherever they're looking to go, whenever they're looking to travel.
And any advice for Airbnb hosts, especially as we head into this holiday season? They want to make sure that they have everything prepared and ready for their guests.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that obviously one of the reasons why our guests look to stay on Airbnb is because they love having that hosted experience. And so certainly for hosts who are getting ready to welcome guests, obviously making sure that they have everything they need, and also even recommending some local small businesses or favorite places in their community. That can really go a long way with our guests, especially as they look to get out and explore a new destination after so many months spent inside.
And Liz, once again, the best place to get more information, to find reservations, and to learn more about everything you've talked about today, where should people go?
Yeah, absolutely. You can go to airbnb.com to, again, find a place to stay, or maybe if you're even interested in becoming a host, given all of the demand we're seeing this holiday season, you can go to airbnb.com as well to get started.
Well, thank you so much, Liz, for joining us once again right here on Park City Television. We always appreciate your time informing us on what we need to do, especially if we're traveling. So thanks again to Liz from Airbnb. We'll be back with more right after this.